What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. This week is flying by, and I'm super happy that we get to share some time together today. Today's topic is super interesting to me, and it's one of my favorite ones to talk about, which is how do I make content creation a habit? How do I actually use a plan, or how do I take my plan and interject a couple of times throughout that plan a respective content creation habit? So, super excited to talk to you about this today. Again, if you have any questions, make sure that you throw it into the comments because I want to get very tactical with my questions and make sure I get you the best information I can. Becca, what is up? Great to see you. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, you guys all are having such a beautiful day. Oh my goodness, this is a good one. Might be the best live we have ever done. I don't know about you guys. Do you think so? Yeah, probably. So anyway, content creation is one of my favorite things to talk about because it is so easy once you have the right framework. So a couple of days ago, we talked about having the right plan. I think last week we talked about having the right plan for your marketing. But anyway, I'll digress from that and just give you the basics, which is you usually have a North Star. You usually have a specific place that you want to go to that you think will move your customers to actually go from cold to warm to potentially buying what you have to offer. So, how do you get that through? Well, one of the best ways today is through content. And even if you don't believe in content marketing and you believe just on pure advertisement, what I'm here to say is content creation can definitely enhance the way you advertise. For example, if you post 10 different pieces of video or images or text or whatever you decide to do, and you get on three of them a better reception than the others, what you can do then is further refine those three specific pieces and then put money behind it. In a sense, you're crowdsourcing the feedback you need to actually create more content and run money against those specific pieces of content that leads to potentially a sale, a client acquisition, or even just a conversation with the person you're trying to reach. So that is why content creation is super important. Regardless if you're putting money behind it or not, most platforms you do need to put some money behind posts if you're trying to reach the intended audience you want to have. We're lucky here on LinkedIn or even some other platforms where organic is still fantastic, and we can actually get away with just producing organically made content for this platform and see tangible ROIs from that. That's where most of my business for Boundless comes from, is purely people have seen my content marketing, have liked what I said, have followed up, have gotten my ebook, have had conversations with me, and then become clients. So fantastic ways to actually move through the client acquisition period. And again, want to thank everyone for being here, and let's get started with this because I do think this is super important. So before break, before the next holiday season, I talked about content marketing, especially on how to do it at scale. And my number one tip that I got the most reception from was content marketing habits, right? So my idea in this is very simple. I'm going to show you a couple ways throughout my day that I create habits and have been able to create 4 to 6 different pieces of content every single day, through a multitude of platforms, and how I am now taking those habits and further scaling them up as we go forward in 2020. Because my goal by the end of the year is definitely to be at least 10 pieces of content a day, which seems astronomical because I thought one was a lot at one point, and then 2, and then 3, and now we're up to about 4 or 5 each and every single day, which is still phenomenal to imagine. But the only reason I get to say that has worked for me is because of the habits, the processes, and systems. Throughout the rest of the month, I'll talk more about the systems and processes that you can implement. But let's get your habits right. And one of the biggest things I've learned recently, it's not 21 days to start a habit, it's actually 66. So what I'm about to tell you is that I've lived the 66 rule, where I looked yesterday at the number of questions and days in a row I've been making content, and I have been making a video at least every single day since October 1st, 2018. And that's a year and some change right now. And now it's second nature. Now it doesn't scare me to pull up my phone, whether I'm at the gym or in a public place or wherever, because I've done it for so long. It's second nature. So that's why I aim to get you to do by the end of this whole life, is at the end have a decent plan for how to make content creation a habit. I want to make this very tangible because I need you to actually do it. One of the things in my New Year's resolution was actually getting people to do a lot more, because that's where I think the value is, right? So the biggest piece of advice I want to give you throughout this thing is make sure that you are constant. So whatever we decide on together at the end of this live session, I want you just to keep going with it. Don't stop after 7, 21 days. Keep going for at least 2 months, if not 66 days. And trust me, you will thank me after those 66 days. The first couple are always painful, but it gets easier. So how does this relate to you? Why should I listen to you? Okay, so like I said, I've been creating content every single day. And recently, I think of the last 4 or 5 months, it's been at least 3 to 5 pieces of content a day. And I do that purely because I've made it a habit. That's the truth. Like, I wish I could tell you there's some secret to it, but the reason I get to spend 5, 10 minutes a day creating content, and it accounts to, so I did the numbers before break, and now obviously I've gotten slow because of taking some time off and whatnot. But really, I spend about a minute answering a text-based content piece every single day. I spend about a minute and a half making a video, another 30 seconds editing that video. I then, write 2 more text-based posts and then do a video screen record. So that's actually one big goal I have, is doing a screen record video of me typing or speaking at least once a day. So, that will equal my 4 to 6 pieces of content. Yo, Kevin, what is up? You're always creating great content, bro. Turning into, yep. Go have fun at live. Let me know. We should do a live together, because the last time we did it was super, super fun. So Kevin, have a great day. Let's connect more. And one of my biggest pieces of advice for anyone is, if there's someone on LinkedIn that you like me and Kevin, he is one amazing dude. I love connecting with him. So if you don't know who he is, go follow him, give him some love. But anyway, like I said, the reason I get to come up here today and really tell you about creating it as habit is, the creative barrier, in my opinion, is one of the biggest things that holds people back, right? Whether it's, what content should I make? I'm not comfortable on video. I'd rather do text. All these things can be alleviated by kind of working through the process together. That's why I want to do it. So if you have any questions about this, make sure to throw that inside of the comment section, because I want to make this more personal. But anyway, so the basic framework that I use is one text post every single morning, right? So when I wake up, I read my book, journal for a couple minutes, and then as soon as I can, I grab my phone, go to Quora, which I've talked to a lot. Actually, that's funny. We have a little notification from it, and I answer a question. So very simple. As soon as I wake up, read the book, write in the journal, answer the question, go shower, and go to the gym. When I get back from the gym, so usually that's an hour, when I'm walking from the gym to my car, I'll pull out my phone, and right before, I'll go on LinkedIn and look at the feedback I got for that post, right? Was it good? Was it bad? Did people ask questions? Potentially there's a message in my direct messages that's about a specific thing, and I'll get inspiration, right? So as soon as I walk outside that gym, the phone is up and I'm starting to speak at it. You've probably seen a ton of my videos where I'm in my car. Usually that's after filming for a couple minutes. So this one was a perfect example, right? So this one, I had a post a couple of days ago regarding me here. As you can see, my AirPods are on. I'm wearing a very basic t-shirt, and it's because I was walking from the gym. I was filming for a couple of minutes, and then about 45 seconds in, I got into the car, I sat down, and I had this revelation, and that's when the best piece of content happened. So I usually film continuously from the car until I get inside the car, and then when I'm about to go, sometimes just sitting in the car sparks something in me. So that's an example of me at the gym and a video, right? So I get here, do a live. So that's, so we have 1-2 pieces of content. Now we're in our third one. So live, I count as a piece of content because I do spend a lot more time on it, and it enables me to actually get a lot more information out. And plus, having 30 minutes to just sit in and shoot it with you is really awesome. That's why I love comments, because I can make things a lot more personal and change my content up, right? So we have text-based. As soon as I wake up, that's one post. A video, another post. Then we have this live, which is my third post. Then when I go towards, go into work, that's when I'm going to actually be screen recording. So I go to my notes section. Boom. Go to my notes section. I put on the auto dictate so that as I'm walking into work, I can screen record and my phone will actually be recording this whole thing. So as I walk in there, I'll be making my coffee, which I talk about as a great way to capitalize on, wasted time. And I'll just be talking, I'll be talking about, a specific topic, usually around, something I'm feeling in the marketplace or about personal development or whatever. And as you can see, I'm screen recording this whole thing. And again, I'm gonna have to go back and edit some of this, but if it's just a video, more or less, it's pretty good. So utilize technology. So that will be a couple of seconds, probably 30 or something seconds, where I'll make that post. I'll go add some caption to it and I'll post it, right? So that's number 4. Then when I walk from my office to the car, I'll do another one, potentially a text-based, potentially a video, but that's our number 5. And when I get home, potentially there's an idea there, but I want to put 5 in there, right? So if we just follow that basic formula that I just showed you, you basically have 5 different avenues that are 5 different times where you're creating content every day. I've been doing it for a year and a half now, and now it's become second nature where I more or less have my concept down. I know what I want to talk about. I know what works for my audience just because I'm answering the comments, direct messages so much. So there's no guessing when I post something. I have a little intuition about certain things, but most of it I'm not guessing because it's stuff that I know my persona, my customers will like, because I've just tested it so much, right? For you getting started, maybe picking let's pick 3 different times during your day to create content. And then the nice thing is you don't have to post all 3. So I'm a big component for most people will probably not see the posts that you post because of the algorithm, because of not being on the platform, because of real life stuff. So why not just post it? But I understand if someone just getting started might be fearful on posting. So why not pick 3 times in your day to make content creation habit, just like I showed you, and then picking one of those posts to post, right? So let's say when you wake up, you have your routine, either make coffee, go to the gym, whatever that is, but you probably, if you're a working individual, like myself, or you go and work in an office, one of the best leverage points is when you walk from your room, essentially where I am right now, towards my car. So you're looking at probably like 30, 45 seconds, where it'd be very easy for you just to go on LinkedIn. So we'll do it here. So pretend we're walking to our car, go to LinkedIn, go to post real quick, and then say, today I'm feeling, oh, I don't know. I don't want to say that. So, okay, start the clock again. Sorry, we're at 13. Oh, no, perfect. So I'll be like, today, marketing and the content creation is one of the most important and underutilized pieces of reaching the people you want to reach because of XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. Perfect. So it took us a couple seconds, but more or less you'll have an idea, and boom, that could be our post. We'll edit it, add a emoji, add some hashtags, and call it a day, right? So if we just did that, within 45 seconds, you'll probably have a pretty good piece of content. And it was from your room to the car, or your apartment to your car, or wherever that is, to waiting for the bus, right? So that's a great way. So that's number 1. Number 2 is potentially in your lunch break. I know a lot of my fellow LinkedIners have lunch breaks that you potentially like to go for a walk. Very easy to grab your phone, talk about something that's relevant to what you want to talk about, whether it's a how-to or how you're feeling or market trend or whatever that is. Very easy as you're doing your walk to pull up your phone, make a piece of content, edit it a little bit and post it. It'll probably take you 2-3 minutes max, right? So that's 2 pieces. And then potentially it's when you're walking from your car to your office to your car, right? Another 45 seconds, easily done for a text-based post, right? Boom, call it a day. So if we just followed that basic formula, that's 3 pieces of content. And again, if you're just getting started, potentially you might be like, oh, I don't know if I want to do text or video. Do a little bit of both and see which one you like. But actually, the text-based post is was your favorite in the morning, just go edit it and post it. Potentially, you don't want your boss seeing that you're posting at work. Maybe use a third party application, or after work, take that text space or video and post it. Right, add the captions, edit whatever, add the hashtags, and call it a day. Right. So, if you just did that basic formula of 3 pieces of content a day, and you did that for a month, you would have 90 pieces of content, right? And let's count for the weekend. So we'll have 20 days, working days, and you'll have 60 pieces of content, right? So if you just did that, you would probably have a good little content repository, so that those days where you're not really feeling, I get those days where I'm like, I'll create the content, but nothing's clicking. I can pull from the past. I love talking about this because I think it's so valuable. I have a nice content repository here built on my phone. So I mean, even in, let's see, I'm just scrolling through, like, even I stopped here and there's one, those two, three, four, five, six. So one section of my phone, there's 6 pieces of content that I can pull from. So if I'm not feeling it one day, I can go watch some past pieces of content for inspiration, or I might just decide like, hey, I really like that concept, and I want to go with it. So we got some comments. Do you post? Do video posts circulate better than text-based? So I always say, when someone asks me about content creation and what does better, I always say we as humans tend to gravitate into 3 schools of camp. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So 1/3 of your audience will probably like video more, 1/3 will like audio more, and 1/3 will like text-based posts a little bit more. But right now, and here, let's do it. Right, let's see. In my opinion, it depends. A good text-based post can do really, really well. Videos tend not to get as many impressions, but they get a lot more engagement because it's real, right? So let's just pick a random point during my content, and let's just do a quick little look-see. So. And also, one thing I would say, Danny, if you're considering text-based posts, there's text-based posts by themselves, there's articles, and then there's images with copy below. So there's different types of text-based posts. For me, articles do less impressions overall, but they're very beneficial because my articles tend to convert a lot better. So if we're looking at the top of the funnel, video and short form text are great ways to grab people's attention, then gravitating them here on a LinkedIn Live. That tends to do really well to convert. I get a ton of leads from that. Articles are great ways because they don't really go away. But here, let's just see. So this video posted 2 days ago has 202 views. This text-based post has 5,800 views. This image with some text has 928 views. This text has 769. This video has 106. So it depends, right? So I'm a big fan of, like, why not spread that up a little bit more, right? So if going with what I said, if you said that, if we go with the fact that 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, well, the nice thing is, on this platform, there's no real audio posts. You can do audiograms, but there's still, in a sense, some visual element with audio. So I count those as video. So if we just did video and text, we're hitting at least 66% of people, and a little bit more because some people listen to long. I know people who use my lives as podcasts, which I think was awesome. Has actually inspired me to start cutting these type of long form posts and turning them into audio experiences, right? So my biggest thing to you, Danny, is the fact that you can probably break it up a little bit more, and don't be afraid to experiment. I know for some people, text-based posts do so much better because that's what their audience likes. My audience tends to gravitate towards more of the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. But as humans, if you're potentially more of the accounting world, or I know lawyers, their text-based content does really well because the typical lawyer likes to do that. Don't mean to put anyone in a bucket, but that's just from some basic data points. So now that we got that, let us keep going with, that's actually more or less where I want to end it. Like it's basically pick 3 times during your day. My one of my favorites, and before I forget, one of my favorites is to make content while your coffee's brewing. That's the most underutilized time I think we all waste is when we're making our coffee, when we're brewing, you know, coffee. There's about a 30 to 45 second if you're using a Keurig. If you're using French press, it's a little longer, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, where you're more or less sitting there and you're probably on your phone already. So why not utilize that time to make a text-based post, or if no one's in the office, a video post. I make some of my best video posts when my coffee's brewing. I get that smell of the coffee, like starting to happen, and I just get inspired, right? Plus, a little energy kick doesn't hurt, right? So my biggest thing is find those times where you're, in a sense, passively using social media, either walking the dog or cardio at the gym is a great way. So I hate cardio, and one of the things that I motivate myself is 20 minutes I do cardio, 10 minutes I'll do like running, and then 10 minutes I'll do on the bike that you sit, and I'll use that 10 minutes to create content. Again, wasted time. Most likely I was watching the TV on the bike. So find times when you're not utilizing your time more effectively. Pick 5 minutes. Like that's all I ask. Like give me 5 minutes, give me 2 minutes, give me 30 seconds, a minute, and I will help you make a piece of content. And again, if you do it over and over and over again, the nice part about this is you just have, again, if we just did what I said for a month and picked 3 different times of your day to create content for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, you would have 60 pieces of content. Let's say that based on the law of averages, that you're gonna like 10 of them, right? But let's do law of averages, that if you posted if you posted once a day, right? Let's do a quick math. You would have posted 20 times. You would have 40 pieces of content. And again, maybe like half of those don't work, but still you'll have some content on the back end. Danny, have a fantastic day, my friend. Yeah, I'm about to jump off. I have to get ready. I actually have my eye appointment, so I'm not wearing my contacts today, so I'm a little bit blind. I was wearing my glasses at the gym. I don't think I have a glasses type of face. It's kind of crazy though. Putting them back on, I can definitely see a lot more. Usually I rock the contacts. They're actually my little indulgence. If I had to, if I was stuck in a deserted island, besides asking for a boat, I would ask for like an unlimited supply of contacts, because trust me, I cannot see for the life of me. So anyway, that is where I want to end it. Pick 3 times during your day to actually make content. That's my biggest piece of advice. And start creating, post once a day, text, video, whatever you decide to do, and actually get started with that. So have a fantastic day. We are ending it here, and we will see everyone tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.